Dear Diary, it's interesting. I used to be so ashamed to own my beauty, and especially when it came to beauty around my nails and nail polish. When I was younger, I used to take pics after I polished my nails, and I used to be so afraid that if anyone had seen these images, that they would think I was so vain and so shallow. Now I know that there's something spiritual in nature about beauty and about the pursuit of beauty, and my manicure, my nails is just one part of that. The Bible says in Proverbs 11 and 16 that beautiful women obtain wealth. So I know that I honor God when I honor my beauty. Beauty is about harmonizing the internal and external parts of oneself. And for that, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my beautiful hands. And I want to take care of them for as long as I can. I'm grateful for my hands that make beautiful food. My hands are used to plant, to stretch, and to reach. They say that hands and feet say a lot about a woman. And I wonder what. So why not keep them beautiful? Is it that they reveal how she views herself by the way she cares for them? Maybe is it that they appeal to the fetishes of men? I believe that when a woman is in pursuit of her beauty, it becomes sacred in nature. You see, beauty is this mystical, alluring, but not quite fully understood phenomenon. So how can I cultivate this? Well, I believe that it starts here, Diary. Since beauty enhancements can be bought, the question becomes, what makes the alluring woman different? Is her desire to be invaluable? There's something different and distinctive about her. There's this sense of mystique, something tender, something maybe even poignant. There's a desire to polish her potential. You see, sacred beauty is in the details. And I know that the Bible also says that a beautiful woman who lacks discretion is like a gold ring in a pig's snout. So that lets me know that beauty is in the details. It's in the quality of her thoughts. It's in the nature of her environment. It's the state of her nails. It's the shine and style of her hair. It's the glow of her skin. It's the expansiveness of her heart. It's the root of her values. It's the integrity and the nobility of her words. Sacred beauty is of God. All right, so let's get on to the fun part. This is the Alluring Woman's at-home manicure, and this is a great option if you don't want to go to the nail salon, or if you really just enjoy the process of honoring your sacred beauty rituals, doing your nails at home, taking this as your sacred time, your sacred structure to really tend to yourself and tend to your own beauty. And if you just really enjoy like having beautiful nails and you don't want to polish them, you want something quick and easy that you know is going to look good, especially if you have somewhere to go, or you just like to look at your hands like I do. So I like to start with a nice short nail bed. This really helps to ensure that if anything happens, if the nail happens to break or chip, that no real like significant damage is going to be done to my nails. So yes, I'm using my baby nail clippers because they're sharp and they work. But I just clip my nails. I clip them all the way down. And for some people, this may seem like you're defeating the purpose, like I'm defeating the purpose. Because some women will say I'm using, I wear nails as a protection over my nails and to keep them long and to keep them growing. But my nails are going to grow back. So just to make sure that there's no damage underneath, I like to start with the small, like shorter nails. The next thing that I like to do, step 2, is after, I've removed all the nail clippings, I like to go ahead and push back my cuticles. Now, I don't like to trim my cuticles because I notice that when I do trim the cuticles, that they start to chip and peel. I think that's the word. They actually start to just peel back. My cuticle peels back, and I don't like that. I just noticed that when I just push them back, they look healthier. My nail beds are longer, and I don't have that peeling all the way where I feel like I want to bite my cuticles. So I just go ahead and push them back. So the next step I like to file them down. So after I have trimmed my nails, after I have pushed back my cuticles, it's important that the nails underneath are actually very smooth. And of course you don't want any like double nails, just to make sure especially that I'm getting the edges and the corners of them so that they're not really sticking out underneath the press-on nail. And so that there's no chipping and no cracking. So just, you really want to start with a smooth foundation. You really want to start with a smooth foundation. That has been the most helpful thing for me in terms of wearing clip-on nails. Wearing press-on nails is all about the foundation. It's all about the preparation. And so really this is a life lesson, because how we prepare for the things really, what's that quote that says you can prepare to fail or fail to prepare? What I'm really trying to say is the preparation, the key to success is really in the preparation, girlfriend. So hopefully that's helpful. I am now done with the general part of my nail prep. And what you see here is actually a nail buffer. So the nail buffer helps to create that smooth foundation on top. This is important because it helps to remove the oils. It also helps to create that smooth nail bed. You don't want to do this too often because it does thin out the nail bed. But if you're wearing press-on nails and you wear them often, it may not matter to you. But for me, it isn't, I don't mind so much because I know that when I remove the press-on nails that they are going to, be a little bit thinner. I'm going to have to do some care. I'm going to have to remove, some glue and just really start from scratch anyway and let the nail grow out. But this is going to be important because as I put on the nail glue and put on the nail, again, it's going to adhere to my own nail bed even more. And so what you see me doing there is just, doing a little touch up and pushing the cuticle back. So for that, you just want to do a couple swipes. You just really want to do a couple swipes. So I like to use pure acetone. Some people I know use, alcohol. I also have heard of women using apple cider vinegar. I have not used or tried that, but I use pure acetone to remove my nail polish. That's the way that I remove the clip-on nails. But the acetone, it is very drying. I will say that it's very, very drying. But it also gets the job done. So you just have to pick your battles. So after I have buffed my nails, I use the acetone, and this is the nail brand, the press-on nail brand that I like. Again, press-on nails aren't like they used to be back in the day. Remember when they were just so cheap and flimsy? This is a quality brand that I like to use. I actually got it from Sally's Beauty. And yeah, it's just the quality. Like for me, the nails last a good 2 weeks. I might, one of them might pop off, one or two might pop off within that, 2 week period, and I'll just re-glue it. But for the most part, they can last up to 2 weeks if my foundation is really good, if my application and technique is really good. So what you see me doing here right now is actually sizing up the nail. So the good thing about press-on nails is that they have a number right at the tip of the nail. So you want to make sure, I have to make sure that my thumb, say for example, the number is like 2, that my thumbs both are number 2s, my pinkies are number like 10, my ring finger, both of them are the same size. Unless you have, different size nail beds for whatever reason. So you want to spend some time actually sizing up the nails as part of your preparation. Preparation is key. So what you see here, beautiful, is that I have just completed sizing my nails for the perfect fit. You want to make sure also that you are using a nail that the nail is not too big. I know sometimes you might think it's better to go big than to go small, but actually if the nail is too big, it will break easier. So you want to make sure that the sizing is just right. And usually in a pack, there's enough for two sets of, two full sets, for lack of a better word. So usually the first set is going to be the perfect size, and the second time that I do it, it may be, just a little bit too small. It kind of depends. I have bigger hands, bigger nail beds, so you may use a brand that actually is really a good fit for you. So what you see me doing here right now is actually just doing my final touches. After sizing up my nails, I like to make sure that there's no oil at all on the nail bed, and so I'm just pouring a little bit of acetone again on a cotton ball, put it on my nails as I get ready to as I get ready to glue it. Now, my nail glue, I'm not a fan of any specific brand. This just happened to be a brush-on nail gel, or yeah, a nail glue that I like because it's a brush-on. That helps the application go smoother. I like to put the glue on my nail as well as on my nail as well as the press-on nail, and that just makes it for just I get to control the amount. So, as you can see here, I'm starting with my pinky nail. I recommend that you start with your pinky nail and then end with your thumb. Now, because I'm right-handed, that means I am doing my left hand. I apply to my left hand first. What you see here, again, I'm applying the nail glue to my nail bed as well as the actual press-on nail. Again, this helps to keep it easy and controlled. Unfortunately, as I was recording this, I feel like I ran out. I didn't have much glue, so the application, there may be some air pockets. Now, this is important because as you're applying your press-on nail, you don't really want there to be a lot of air pockets. And you want to make sure that you're using ample glue. You don't want to use too much where it's running all over the side, but if you use too little, you could have air pockets. And if you have air pockets, that means that the nail is not going to adhere to the nail bed. It also means that, you know, if you're not able to see under the nail bed, so if you have a nail polish that's like a red or some opaque color, you may have fungus underneath. So you just want to be mindful of that, especially if you're washing dishes and things like that. So after I press it on, I want to hold it down for at least a good 10 seconds, even more. And it just looks so pretty already. Look at that. Again, do the same thing for the rest of the nails. Apply to the nail bed, apply the nail glue to the actual nail itself. And I like to try to adhere towards the cuticle, get as close to the cuticle as possible without going over, and then pressing it down. If I have ample amount of glue, then I know that there won't be any air pockets. Unfortunately, recording this video, maybe I was nervous, but there was a lot of air pockets, and I'll show you towards the end. You can see the difference between like a clean nail bed and a nail bed that has some bubbles in it. So I've completed one hand. Don't they just look so beautiful and so pretty? I just feel pretty just looking at it right now. So you can definitely see the difference there. Some of those nail beds, as you can see, aren't as smooth. I also had to switch on my glue because I ran out. Again, I don't like to use the glue that you just I like to use the glue with a brush because I like to control the application of it. Now, what I do sometimes is that I can apply the glue directly to the nail without a brush and then just use the brush to kind of smooth it out. But it really just depends on how much time I have. And I was really kind of rushing through this video. But the purpose is still the same. The outcome is still the same. Beautiful hands, beautiful nails, the Alluring Woman's Manicure. And I'm very proud of myself. So as you can see here, there's a little bit of difference between, actually my nail bed is a little bit different. So it may look like a bubble there, and I think that might be a bubble actually at the top, but you can see the difference there between a smooth nail bed and one that has like the air pocket and the air bubble. So that pinky nail may not last as long. But I will say that typically when I do press-on nails, my pinky and my ring finger are the nails that happen to stay on the longest, and you know that's probably because they're less dominant. I don't use those fingers as much. So as I move on towards the last two nails, again, I like to, before every nail application, I buff it, I apply pure acetone, and then I apply the glue, just so that there's no oil on the nail bed, and it makes the adhesive stay better, stay longer. And this is going to take some time. You know, like don't think out the gate, oh, if it's Alluring Woman's Manicure, you know, it just takes too long. Give yourself time. And give yourself some grace, beautiful, because it takes practice. Don't let this process break you. Don't let anything that requires practice to break you. If it's something that you desire, remember to honor that desire because it's spiritual in nature. And this is a part of your beauty. So to deny this part of you, again, is to deny God. It is to deny God's radical, beautiful art within you. So just take your time, be patient with yourself, have fun with the process, knowing that it's going to be beautiful at the end, and also knowing that if this is your first time or if you haven't done something like this before or in a long time, that it's going to take some time. So give yourself that. Honor yourself in that way. Okay, and so for the final nail here, you can just see the application is so smooth. That is going to be a good adhere. That nail is going to adhere so well. And I'm going to show you really quickly, I'm going to show you the difference between the two thumbs because one has the air pockets and one of them doesn't. So give me a minute, I'm going to show you right now. So you can see the one on the right definitely has the air bubble, and the one on the left is more smooth. So that's what I mean. You really just want to be careful and be mindful of that. And voila, what you have are beautiful, beautifully manicured nails. They look so natural. They look so real. They are going to last, at least when I do them, a good 8 days. I know I said 2 weeks in the beginning, but it can last you a good 8 days before one nail breaks, assuming that the products and the technique have been applied well. So I hope that this information served you. I hope that you really got something from this, and that you approach your nails not as something that's really vain, but seeing it as a part of your own sacred beauty. It's a part of your own sacred beauty mark. And seeing it as part of bearing witness, like being an honest representation, being a beautiful representation of God, and not seeing it as something that's vain or shallow. So if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. Also, I have a training below for you. You can get it in the description box below. My name is Monique Head. I help single Christian women feel confident in their journey to meet their Mr. Right and ultimately have a lifelong living relationship. So your sacred beauty is a part of that. If you find that you are a woman who's a little rough around the edges and you struggle with finding love, then you need to go ahead and join the tribe. Click on the link below in the description box, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.